My name is Claire Galuli, and I'm a student in the Master's in Applied Behavior Analysis program at Rowan University. Today I will be talking about the ontological assumption of materialism in radical behaviorism and the important role that it plays in the work of behavior analysts. This presentation will cover a brief history of dualism in psychology that led to the emergence of radical behaviorism, an explanation of Skinner's account of private events and how it differs from dualistic notions of mental processes, as well as an explanation of the problems that dualistic explanatory fictions cause for a true understanding of behavior. Materialism is one of the most important assumptions of radical behaviorism in that it allows behavior analysts to focus on the environmental causes of behavior and avoid the pitfalls of dualistic explanatory fictions. In order to understand materialism, it is important to first understand the opposing assumption of dualism. Both materialism and dualism are ontological assumptions that deal with the nature of reality. Dualism is the assumption that the world consists of two fundamental realms: physical, body or matter, and non-physical, mind or spirit. Conversely, materialism is the assumption that there is only one realm, the physical realm. Radical behaviorists view everything an organism does, including private events such as thinking and feeling, as behavior that exists in the physical realm. To understand how the assumption of materialism emerged, we must first look at the history of dualism prevalent in psychology prior to radical behaviorism. Early psychological viewpoints focused on mental events as the primary subject matter rather than behavior. Watson's methodological behaviorism emerged to answer concerns about this practice by ignoring private events and shifting the focus of study to public, observable behavior only. Watson's view retains dualism because characterizing the mind as an unobservable black box promotes the idea that it exists in a non-physical realm. Mediational stimulus-organism response behaviorism emerged to address the limitations of Watson's behaviorism. It views mediational private events as the causes of behavior. This brings dualistic explanatory fictions back into behaviorism. Skinner's radical behaviorism emerged as a way to combat dualism and behaviorism and put behavior back in direct contact with the environment. In his account of behavioral materialism, Stemmer highlights an important similarity and difference between materialism and dualism. Both materialism and dualism postulate unspecified causes for behavior at times. Materialism, however, provides an advantage over dualism in that it allows for the possibility of discovering those causes through empirical research. Dualism's maintenance of a non-physical realm does not allow for this same possibility. If Skinner believes that there is only one physical realm, how does he account for things such as thoughts and feelings that dualism tells us exist in a non-physical mind? In his examination of Skinner's work, Creel identifies 4 tenets of Skinner's account of private events: the reality of private events, philosophical materialism, epiphenomenalism, and the inaccessibility of private events. Creel dubs Skinner's account as radical epiphenomenalism, or a combination of the materialistic view that private events are physical with the epiphenomenalistic view that they do not cause behavior. In his account of the radical behaviorist conception of private events, Moore cautions that some uses of the term private events in the behavior analytic literature actually refer to dualistic notions of mental processes, so we must pay close attention to what the term is referring to. This is a crucial understanding for students of behavior analysis to have to ensure that they are not conceptualizing behavior from a dualistic standpoint. The materialistic use of the term private events refers to private behavioral events such as sensations and feelings or covert behavior. The use of the term private events to refer to physiological events, dispositional private events, or explanatory fictions are all indicators of a dualistic conception of behavior. Moore provides a list of the problems that explanatory fictions cause for a true understanding of behavior. This list details how explanatory fictions stop scientific inquiry short and put causal focus on mental events, distracting from the behavior-environment relation. Materialism is a difficult concept for students of radical behaviorism to grasp, since dualism is thoroughly embedded in our common cultural explanation of behavior. I have found that in my own introduction to the assumptions of radical behaviorism, materialism took the longest for me to reconcile with my previously held beliefs about behavior and its causes. Despite this initial difficulty, it is extremely important for behavior analysts to have a firm understanding of materialism to enable them to avoid explanatory fictions and seek out the environmental variables that allow for the prediction and control of behavior.